So yesterday I released what will probably be my least anticipated and least wanted video of my entire career. And now I'm going to release probably the most anticipated and most wanted YouTube video of this young version of my career. That, of course, being the Getting Lost video. Now, I got lost before I even got onto the University of Arizona campus. And since being here, I have gotten lost about 2 more times, which I gotta say is pretty good considering it's such a big campus. But before we dive right into those topics, I'd like to just discuss one of these jewels and pearls of wisdom that the College of Science gave to me. They said, in college, learning is going to be difficult. There are going to be times when you feel like you just don't get it, where you feel stuck and lost. But those are the best times because that is when you are really learning. It is not when you know what you are doing, but when you can't figure it out for the life of you. So thank you, College of Science, because getting lost is exactly like that. So the very first time that I got lost, it was coming back from an event that was essentially for the entire College of Science, but kind of like a meet and greet, sort of join all the clubs sort of thing. So I go ahead and go there on my own. It's my first time navigating the campus without my dad, who consequently has a phone that can actually operate Google Maps. Now here's the thing. I have a phone that has Google Maps, but it doesn't really operate correctly. On my phone, Google Maps, instead of following you along your path like you know it's supposed to do, will just randomly decide to go left or right or to the next street over in such a way that it is completely unreliable as a source of direction. It may look like on Google Maps that I'm supposed to turn right, when in reality I should have gone backwards or turned left like 5 years ago. But you know, such is life. So here I am at this College of Science event. It's just getting out and I am on my own to get back to my dorm. And normally this wouldn't be an issue because I would have my dad and the Google Maps and everything. But today I didn't. And so I got to begin my journey back to the dorm. And so trying to get back to the dorm, I at first know where I'm going. I start down confidently, just walking down, and then I see something that I've seen in passing, but I don't remember seeing very frequently. And I'm like, wait, am I going the wrong way? And so I proceed to turn left, which is away from it, because I figure if I haven't seen it, then I shouldn't have ever gone past it. And so then I start going down this street, and I end up getting to a big main street, and then I start kind of like walking along there for a while until I realize that there's like no one else walking, and the downtown district is like right there. And my dorm is not in the downtown district, it's in a different area of campus, we'll put it that way. And so now I was concerned. So I turned away from the downtown district and started walking on my way, and then I noticed that there were more and more people that were coming back my way. And so thinking logically that the way most people are going should at least be a path to the main campus or something, you know, at least get a new starting point, I started following them. But then I just ended up in another area that I was completely unfamiliar with. Now I was extremely lost, so I pull up Google Maps hoping that it will at least have something that I can use, and looking at it, it is just completely confused. It does not know where I am, it does not know east from west or north from south, it has no clue, but I'm able to find on that Google Maps one of the landmarks that I am nearby, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can get there. And so I start going, and I get there, and I manage to make my way home safely, thus ending the very first tale of getting lost with a total of 30 minutes and 0 people asked for directions, which I was very proud of. That was good. The second time I got lost was because we had this event that was called Bash at the Rec. And for this event, they had the cat trans, which are essentially these little buses for students, transport us to the rec. Now this is all well and good, and I was going ahead and chatting it up with my bus neighbor and talking to people about mobile games and everything, and you get to the rec. And I go ahead and go and see all the clubs and everything, and it's a great time. I get a ton of free stuff, including this power stick that I can now use. It's a portable charger for my phone, which is very nice, that I basically stole from a Bank of America guy because he gave me a 1-minute speech and I got a free thing, which was very nice. So anyways, we go on about, I get some free t-shirts and some free water bottles and all this stuff. And then I decide, okay, I've seen everything. I've said hello to the water polo club that I might join at some point. I'm just going to go ahead and head back home. And so I go ahead and I try to exit one way, but then the guy says, no, you can't exit here, you have to exit over there. So I go and I exit over there, and then I'm like, okay, where am I? Because if you remember, I wasn't paying attention on the bus over here. They had been pointing out like all these things, all these stops and places that you could like use as landmarks to find your way back, but I was not paying attention. And so now I was sitting on the complete opposite end of the campus from my dorm. Mind you, this is literally the farthest you can be from the honors dorm, and I had no idea what I was doing. Since I had gotten lost previously, I had since gotten a physical campus map so that I wouldn't have to rely on Google Maps, which hates me. So I was trying to use this in the dark, in this area that was like right next to a gas station, and it was night. It was like 10 o'clock. It was not a safe feeling time, so I was just, trying to figure out what was going on and what I was doing and all of this, and then I look up and there are these people in these blue Wayfinder shirts that go ahead and walk past me. And I kind of scroll through my catalog of memories and I'm like, oh, Wayfinders are the ones that help you around campus. Maybe they can help me. And so I go ahead, and after a lot of like doubting and second guessing, I go ahead and stand up and walk over to them and say, hi, where the heck is the honors dorm? And they were very friendly. They give me all these directions and all this stuff, and for the life of me, I can't remember any of it. And they start, walking with me, and finally they decide to go their separate ways. And so I say goodbye and everything, and I end up trying to follow the directions that they gave me. And for the most part, it works. After a few, a little sketchy areas where it's like going through a parking garage and things like that, I eventually find my way back to main campus, and since I had gotten lost in main campus, I can then find my way home from main campus. It's kind of like whenever I get lost in a different section of the school, I just become better at finding my way in said section. So this whole experience ended up with me getting to main campus, getting home, and getting a better idea of that whole rec center area. Alright, so final time that I've gotten lost so far, more could be coming, was trying to get to the water polo club and the swimming pool, which is at the rec. And as I mentioned, I had already been at the rec for the whole bash at the rec thing, but I had never tried walking there. I knew how to get back, kind of, more or less, but I didn't know how to get back to the rec. I didn't know how to get there from the honors village. And so I go ahead and I take my trusty map and I start going one way, And then I start seeing some familiar classrooms to me. These classes that I use for my comparative politics, which are literally out in the middle of nowhere pretty much compared to the rest of campus. And as soon as I see these, I kind of get worried. I'm like, wait, am I supposed to be seeing these classes right now? Are they really, like, is this where I'm supposed to be? And I check my map and it's a little iffy. And then I start going one way, and then I start seeing all of these unfamiliar buildings, and I'm like, man, if there's this many unfamiliar buildings, I must be lost. Like, I must have seen these before if I was actually going the right way, but I don't know any of these. And so I look around, I start considering to just go and ask someone or figure something out. But it's like 8 o'clock and I don't really feel like bothering anyone at this point. So I go ahead and sit down and look at my map and try to figure out where the heck I am. And eventually I managed to kind of more or less figure it out. And once I figured it out, I'm then able to manage to get all the way to the water polo thing, where they were very receptive and kind. And so the moral of the story is getting lost kind of loses its terror after the third time. And if you ever get lost, the real trick to getting out of it is to either use a map or ask someone who knows what they're doing. The other huge thing about getting lost is to know, as the wonderful College of Science has told us, that it is a learning experience. If you get lost, I guarantee you the next time you get into an area that you got lost in, you will know precisely where you are and how to get out of it. It's those sort of almost traumatic experiences that help you to really learn and strive and grow. And I think that college really takes that idea of trauma to learn really seriously. So that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you don't get lost, but if you do, that you learn from it, as we all can. Please leave a comment about the weirdest place you got lost and the time it took you to find your way back. I assume you found your way back because you're watching this video, but if you're stranded somewhere and need help, also leave that in the comments below so we can alert the police as to your location. Anyways, I hope that you guys soar high and enjoy the ride of life, and have a great day.